Jason Kessler, if you guys don't know who that is, he is the organizer of the first Unite the Right rally that happened in Charlottesville last year. Yeah, the guy that got trying to have a press conference and ran. No.
Say the crying Nazi.
Hang on, no, not crying Nazi. That's Chris. Whatever his name is, Chris Cantwell is the guy that was a crying Nazi.
Right.
Jason Kessler is the guy who tried to have a press conference and he was like getting chased away by people in Charlottesville last year.
Okay.
Anyway, they're doing another Unite the Right rally that's coming up here pretty soon.
Let's see how this one goes.
Let's just see how that works out. And he's being interviewed by some guy that barely speaks English with a neck beard. And they're going to be talking about what's going to happen this year at the rally. So let's just hear what he has to say.
The chat before you came in, and there's lots of people who are doubtful in your and I feel it in your discourse. You are talking about collaborating with the police, collaborating with the secret services. And one big question in the right is the protection from doxing. And there's lots of people saying Jason Kessler encourages people to find themselves in a situation where they will get doxed. Do you feel that you would do that either purposefully or maybe unpurposefully, unintentionally?
Well, the fact is that most of the people that showed up at the Unite the Right rally last year that decided to come out without their hoods on, got doxed because people are like, oh, hey, I work with that guy.
Well, it's not hard. Facial recognition software is public domain.
Yeah. And
anyway. Here's my thing, right? Like, so the people on the right like to sit there and say things like, it's not fair, people shouldn't lose their job for using their free speech. And normally I would agree. But if your employer finds out that you hate women and brown people, they need you to not do that. Which is why to not do that. So
I'm not afraid of Utah Outcasts making its way back to my employer. If it did, they'd be like, oh, what's this you're doing in your spare time? And be like, oh, well, it's this. And you talk to them about it and be like, I go by a nom de plume. And so nobody knows who really it is that's doing the show. That's why I go by the moniker X, not because, just X is a way of anonymizing me, but it's also the chosen internet name that I have, out there. So, and it's not hard for people to find a way to dox me if they really wanted to. Same with Kyle, same with Felicia. It's like, it's not really hard. Yeah. We go out there with, but the problem is that we're not supporting Jason Kessler. We're not supporting the alt-right. We're not going out there with tiki torches saying, what is it, blood and soil, and Jews will not replace us.
My employer's going to come back and be like, so you're really supportive of women and brown people?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Oh, hey, how about that? Now, you keep this to your private time, right? Yes, I do. So.
Oh, yeah. Never do anything with it on work time.
Exactly. So let's hear what Jason's going to say about people being potentially doxed.
No, I believe what people need to do is they need to separate the alt-right from these IRL events. I don't feel like they're compatible. I think that if you go and do an event like we had last year, where people who aren't used to being out of the internet are going up and doing sig heils and all kinds of crazy stuff like that, yes, that there is a very big danger that you're going to be doxxed.
For people that aren't used to being outside of the internet. Privileged much? I mean,
no kidding.
I exist in the real world, even though I have an internet show, internet podcast, and, multiple channels that I have on YouTube and stuff. I exist outside of those things. They're carefully curated things that I do.
Rena, let's talk to you about this one.
Yeah.
Do you just get to have your black persona on the internet? Or are you just constantly outed?
I mean, every once in a while I put on white face. I'm just kidding. I actually, when it comes to outing people that go to rallies or all those internet videos of people calling the cops on people doing normal things.
Oh God, it's so funny.
I feel like as a person of color, I feel like outing these people is one of the best things that is happening right now. And we need more of it because nothing is going to change in the long run unless we start pointing out how bad it actually is.
Until people are held accountable.
Can I
for
say
this shit.
one thing? Just one thing. Yes, I agree 100% that we need to be outing them. None of our listeners better be sending any of these people death threats.
No.
No.
God.
Death threats are not good. No,
I don't think leftists like us
cool.
know how to send death threats. You know,
No,
I know it
they
exists.
do.
I know they do.
They
I'm just,
do.
I know,
do it all
I
the
know.
time.
They do.
Yes.
They do. But they're super passive aggressive. I hope you die after a long life of regret.
Yeah. I think with this
I hope
guy,
you die of feeling really, really bad about what you did.
I think what this guy is like I think one of his major problems is that he has this privileged life of I can go out and say whatever the fuck I want about a certain group of people and I don't have to have any consequences because of it. And if he does have any consequences, if he gets fired or if someone puts him on blast on the internet and suddenly his face is everywhere, or if you call the cops on someone and you get a nickname and a meme put about you, then all of a sudden like, oh no, poor me. But the truth of the matter is like, you're asking for this. The second you wake up in the morning and decide to be an asshole and a racist and to go out in public and to like act this way, you're asking for it. And we now have the technology to put you on blast.
Right.
This is not a new thing. These are not new people that are like, there have been rallies like this and white supremacists, and there have been people calling the cops on black people for doing basic things forever. Yes,
forever.
Calling the cops.
Yeah.
But like there have been like this has been going on forever, but now we actually have the technology to find them, to track them, to fire them.
The idea of the public sphere, the idea of out in public is a lot more than just your immediate surrounding. It is now global.
They're so cowardly, you guys. They are. They're so cowardly.
They're so afraid of what they're doing and saying. It's like they kind of know it's wrong.
No, they don't want any consequences for it.
No, they don't want any consequences, but they know it's wrong. Otherwise, they would just stand up and go, "Yeah, I fucking did that."
And meanwhile,
but they
the
don't.
Utah Outcasts on Sinatra Says' channel always
God.
No, I'm kidding. Let's let Jason fucking finish up here. I just had to interject there.
That's why I'm sort of distancing myself from the alt-right, and some people are calling me a cuck, whatever, but
he's distancing. He's saying that the people showing up at this should distance themselves from the alt-right.
Wait, no, I thought he was saying he distanced himself, and as soon as he distanced himself, they started turning on him.
Oh, they did, because that's how the alt-right functions.
So he is now also a cuck because he distanced himself.
You know
hey, we're cucks too.
You know what? I gotta say something. It's
like that has no meaning whatsoever.
Which is
I gotta say something really quick here. Okay, so
yeah.
Andrew Torres of Opening Arguments is a friend of mine. And I told him this week, I was like, look, I gotta tell you, I'm an anti-capitalist. And that's not to say like I'm mad at people who have to function. I'm in sales. Like, come on.
Right.
We have to live in the system that we work in. You know,
this is my system.
Do we think it's the best that we possibly can work with? No,
no, probably not. But
I'm an anti-capitalist, and he was like, "Ooh, we're going to debate this," and it was no love lost. I went on, what was it? Marissa's show. Inciting Incident.
Yeah.
To debate another side of the feminist perspective when it came to the Aziz Ansari incident. And you know what? Us on the left can absolutely disagree and still remain affectionate towards each other.
Wow, it's amazing.
Feel good about each other. That's not the way we are on the left, but it's the people on the right who are like, you can't handle any differing opinions. And it's like, no, I can't handle your differing opinions because you're basically saying my personhood as a woman is basically just broodmare and brown people are less human. Right. So
we're the snowflake? Really?
Yeah. Well, just wait till you hear what else he has to say. I'm going to let it play for one more second here.
That kind of neo-Nazi stuff is just not compatible with real-world stuff. So if you go to this event and you see people doing those salutes, you see somebody carrying a swastika flag, you tell them to put it away or get the hell away from them. Don't just stand there and be photographed for all the world to see standing next to somebody who is probably a provocateur.
Oh, just a provocateur. They're just a provocateur.
Oh,
So
it's somebody just trying to make them look bad. Got
The
it.
best comment that I saw on this, that I got from Right Wing Watch, that's their YouTube channel here, that I'm reading this from a guy called Secular Guy, where he says, "Those flapjacks better stay away from my pancakes."
So it sounds like they're actually trying. Like there has been a lot of talk about how this movement of like the alt-right and all these white supremacists have had these like marketing and rebranding that has been going on, where they've actually been talking about, let's try not to use swastikas, let's try not to use certain images that we know are bad, and instead let's just like kind of create a new image. It's all marketing. It's like public relations, and it's bullshit.
They're not racist. They're race realists.
Yeah.
Hey guys, stay away from yourselves. That's the best way to do this shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't go to the people who are being super honest about this, all right? Like, don't go to the people who are being, like, real as shit about their racism. Like, go to the people who are, like, using nice words for their racism.
I also feel like if you like, I've felt this way since I was, like, in junior high. If you really feel like you have a strong case in what you believe in, you should feel comfortable saying that in a room to the people that you are opposing. Mm-hmm. So if he actually believes in these things, and I give this challenge out to any fucking white supremacists out there, if you fucking really believe this, then you go have a fucking town hall meeting in a whole group of nothing but Mexicans and black people and immigrants and whatever,
and women,
all over the place,
and women.
And if you feel comfortable enough saying your entire speech in front of that group, then maybe I will listen to you and give you a chance. But if you don't, then you're fucking wrong. Because if you like, I would never go in front of, like, I feel comfortable enough in my in my atheism. Like, I feel comfortable enough in my lack of belief in God that I could still probably go and speak to a group of Christians and teach them about humanity and teach them about how to be a good person.
I did this recently. Yeah. I was at a lunch, team lunch, and there were some misconceptions about atheism that came up. And I was sitting there with a hardcore Mormon, I don't even know what he is, Mormon, and a Jewish woman. And she's fine with atheists because that's pretty common in Judaism, where they're like, yeah, you can just not believe. That's fine. Because I actually discussed this recently. Israel actually means wrestle with God. Their entire idea is that you're supposed to question everything. In fact, in Judaism, the word of God does not inherently mean good. So I'm sitting there talking with them, and I'm explaining, I'm like, no, that's not like your idea that we have like this belief is incorrect. And I sat there and had this really calm, non-judgmental conversation where I said, okay, let me explain where you're having these misconceptions. And it ended up coming down to, I'm like, you and I have especially with the really hardcore Mormon, because the Jewish woman and the whatever Mormon, because I don't know what he believes, but he's certainly not hardcore. But like, they were like, fine. But I was like, your definition of evidence and my definition of evidence are very different. And I'm unafraid to say these things. And I knew I was kind of challenging him in his worldview, but it wasn't cruel. It was not dismissive. It was simply going, let me talk to you about where I am as the person without belief at this table. Let me talk to you about where I am. And no, I was unafraid. I was unafraid of, I was a little bit afraid of like pissing him off just by being like existing, but just by my existing, right? Just by existing without belief.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, my non-belief is not bad or a threat or something that's going to ruin his life or harm him in any way. And so I knew that there was a way I could communicate this that would not harm him. And we ended up having a lovely conversation. And I know I challenged him. I know I emotionally affected him, but it didn't ever end up getting to a point where he was like, I never had to call him stupid or demean him in any way. And I think that's exactly what you're getting to. Like, there's no way a white supremacist can walk into a black church in Detroit and not demean their personhood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now,
Yes.
to cap off the entire thing here, and we're going to cut after this one, is that it says, someone says that if you have to tell your followers to avoid Nazis at your event is bad.
Your event is not.
Yeah.
If Nazis are part of the crowd, you really shouldn't be having that event anymore.
The More News did a great job with this one. Cody Johnston, he was like, so you're a very fine person attending this event. And you look around and you see Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
And you look over there and then you see white supremacists. And you look over there and there's people flashing the Nazi salute. And you go, am I here with Nazis? Am I a Nazi?
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies?
Yeah, we're the baddies.
And if you stay, you're not a very fine person.
And just like we saw from the one protester last year when this event happened, where he was getting chased down by some people and he immediately threw off his clothing, where he was like, I'm just fucking around. I'm just trolling people. I'm just trolling people. I don't mean this at all. It's like the minute you're faced with like reality, like you immediately drop that shit because you're like, I'm just trying to get a rise out of people. I'm just trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to be an asshole. It's like, yeah, there's real world repercussions for that kind of thing, guys.
Right.
Yeah, if your worldview has to demean the personhood of somebody else, and you have trouble saying that to their face,
yeah,
you got some problems.
Yeah, some things are not a joke, and I know your place of privilege makes you believe that you can joke about some things, but some things are not a joke. Don't irony yourself into being a Nazi.
Yeah, don't become an Nazi.
There is no Nazi. I'm sorry. If you're ironically a Nazi, you're a Nazi.
Hey, just like those people out there where you're like, it'd be funny if we just sucked each other's dicks. It'd be funny. There's no such thing as ironic gay.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You're gay.
It's not. There's no accidental Nazi. Oh shit! I didn't know I didn't know this was a Nazi thing. Oh no!
Wait, could I do that? Would that work for me?
No.
Could I accidentally show up at a Nazi
actually,
party
you probably
and be
could.
like, hey,
you actually probably could. Because they love to have a brown person.
Look, just pop up. Just
and you're a stay-at-home mom. And you're a stay-at-home mom.
20 times the token.
Just
oh my God.
Well, just pop up and go, where the white women at? And you're good.
It's springtime for
I
Hitler
love that. Oh my goodness.
and Germany.
Where the white women at? Best part of Blazing Saddles.
There we go.
Oh, boys.
Oh, boys.
Look what I have here. The way you said it, too.